Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're going to be talking about another book in our series for comparing tarot cards versus literature, and where we find out exactly what tarot card, a book or a play or a piece of literature represents, so you can clearly understand what it is and how to intuitively tarot read based off of what that book is about. So today I'm gonna go with a classic, and I'm doing Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And I have read this book a few times. I have a couple different copies of it. One that's in an anthology with Dracula and Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and then one by itself. And I'm glad that I got to sit down and reread it, because it had been a while, and I actually really do enjoy the book. I really enjoyed the movie with Helena Bonham Carter, and I've seen the different versions of it before, so I really enjoyed it. For this book, for those that don't know what Frankenstein is about, it is about a doctor, Dr. Frankenstein. It's not the monster that's named Frankenstein, who is trying to discover how to create life. And it's very interesting because he does create life, and he's horrified by what he created. If he feels it's not natural, it has this aura about it. So he abandons his monster and tries to cover it up and just leave it be, but then the monster starts killing people. So it's interesting because at first the book is not even from Dr. Frankenstein's point of view. It's from this ship captain who's trying to go up to the North Pole, who finds Frankenstein wandering on the ice, frostbitten and dying, because he's chasing after this monster. He's trying to find it. And it's him telling the story of how he created him, why he did, his life, everything like that. So this book is so intellectual. Even though it's super thin, it's intellectual in the sense of you can tell that Mary Shelley did her research. This was written during the Romantic period, which is one of my favorite time periods, because think of it like the 60s, where everyone is free love and was standing up against the Vietnam War, and they just want to relax and play music, smoke some weed, and enjoy themselves. It's that, but picture corsets instead, and not in the sense of let's get high. It's more let's live life to the most that they can. So there were some witch trials in Europe around this time. Women were using fake names in order to publish their works. Jane Austen is another Romantic period writer. Lord of the Flies is a Romantic period book as well. It's that type of time period where there's rebellion. People would go cliff diving for the hell of it. There's a poem. I'm trying to remember the name of it. The Kula Karma or something like that, where it's literally reading it at first glance. The writer's talking about these beautiful grassy hills and this deep dark cave, and it's beautiful and it's terrifying and it's very sensual because he's literally talking about a wet dream. And then it cuts off where someone came in the room and interrupted him, and he couldn't remember the dream anymore, and he's like, if only I could fucking remember it. It's that time period where they make it very beautiful, but at the same time it has so much subtext. And this book has kind of that when it comes to creating life. It's showing monsters that wouldn't be a monster if we didn't let our problems run amok. Because Frankenstein's monster wouldn't have killed anybody if he had actually stuck around to take care of it and to teach him. And all he really wanted was someone like him, because that's one of the main reasons the killing started again, is because Frankenstein refused to make him a mate. He was like, if you make me somebody that is like me, that autonomy, that wanting to be like someone else, that sense of community, that's all he wanted. If you make me another person that's exactly like me, we will leave. I think they said they were going to go into the depths of the Amazon, and they were just going to chill there, and you wouldn't hear from them ever again. But he refused. And things went downhill from there. So there's a lot of detail that I'm leaving out with this, because Frankenstein gets married. He has a lot of loss on his own. He isolates himself. This card could be the Hermit in some ways, because it's all about isolation for both the monster and the doctor. But I'm also leaning towards the Knight of Swords, because when Frankenstein first creates his monster, he's just so eager that he found how to create life that he's obsessed with just that. He's not thinking of the consequences. He's not thinking of how it could go wrong, what he's going to do with the monster afterwards. None of that. He is just obsessed with creating life. Like the Knight of Swords charging into battle and not thinking his game plan through thoroughly. And then it switches to the reverse Knight of Swords, where he's paying for his actions and now he's trying to think quickly on his feet. He's not blaming himself. He's kind of blaming himself, but then he starts blaming external forces for it. And that's never good. So, I really do recommend this book if you want that sense of the Hermit and the Knight of Swords getting together. And just this feeling of isolation, as well as within the mind of someone that is incredibly smart and incredibly thoughtful, but not in the best of ways. So, have you read Frankenstein by Mary Shelley? Tell me in the comments below. I really would love to hear what card you would put for it and why. If not, tell me in the Facebook group. Feel free to share it there. And as always, if you like this series, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how you enjoy it. And if you have any special requests for books that you would like to be compared to tarot cards. Again, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the Facebook group. Bye.